so interested in seeing what him and Quinn Ewers do this time. There's been so much hype.
We should have a pretty dangerous running back in Blake Corum.
Maryland's gone. Talia tagged by Loa.
Yeah.
A little too backyard football.
Oh, shit.
It's that time of year again. All the waiting has come to an end. We dream about it in April. We pray for it in June. We need it in July. We get it in August. This is our season. There's nothing quite like that first fall Saturday, the crisp in the air that singes your lungs. Nothing on your schedule but sitting on the couch for 12 hours, betting the whole, sweating out overs, and of course, taking Hawaii whenever they're on the Big Island. Finally, after 229 days. Touchdown, step and take off. Are you kidding me? Football is back. College football fans, we're back.
Let's go!
Sir. Yes, sir.
Let's go! Woo! What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Sean Spencer, Woodham, and that dynamic duo that is Let's Talk Football. And I don't know if you notice it, but I'm kind of hyped right now. Let's go! Yo, you know who it is, who's been with me this whole off season. It is over, Alex. It is over.
Man.
My guy, Alex Schomberg. What up, Alex?
Not too much, man. Obviously, yeah, you can tell football's back. We're back on a game day. Could not be more excited. And there's some big time games today. It's not just cupcakes on week 0. There's some big time action going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have a special guest. Last time I saw this man, his team was beating my guys by 1 point. 1 point. And I will wear the jersey. Send it, and I will wear it. My guy, Mr. Alec Schomberg. What up, Alec?
Go ahead, say it. I know you want to say it. Come on, say it.
Quack, quack, baby. Quack, quack.
That's what you get for saying quack, quack on the game day. I even chirped you that morning. I just mind my business, and you just dug your grave and sat in it.
Oh, man, let's go. Let's go. Eric,
man.
Bouncing off the walls, baby. Absolutely.
Yo, Eric, man, I can't imagine, like, your team actually playing today.
Right.
Like, I'm excited just college football's back in general, but I mean, for, like, us three, when our team step on the field next week, oh, man, that's a whole different level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I will not be able to hold it in. You think this is exciting. Woo. But look, I put the link. Go ahead.
I was like, this is our last year of Pac-12 After Dark.
Oh,
last year
right.
Pac-12 in general, but
yes, and we're gonna get into that. But wait, one second, because I put the link in the college football chat, and we got a representative from the Southeastern Conference.
Let's go,
Swamp King, baby. Swamp King himself and the creator of North Sports Dynasty, Andrew Fobel. What up, Andrew?
I did a smoke show and everything. That's great. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming on.
I mean, I'm awake.
Hey, noon is a little bit better than 10 a.m. Or, well, I don't know what that is.
Well, it's 10 for us. Typically, we're doing it at 8 our time.
I stay up too late on Fridays, so.
Oh, I can dig it. I can dig it. Andrew, college football's back, man.
Yes,
College
sir.
football's back. How you feeling?
I was going to feel good today until I saw the actual schedule of my teams, and I was like, ugh. And I say teams because everybody should know by now that I do love my Gators. The Gators are obviously my team, but I do show love for San Jose State because they have won me a lot of money, but I'm not touching that gambling pick at all. Nope.
Yes, they are playing at USC. What I was thinking. Oh. So we will get to see Caleb and Mr. Cordero. Get to see what he's got going on.
Oh, yeah.
Christopher Cole, what is
What's up,
going
Chris?
on, buddy? How you doing, man? How you doing? Hey, like we said it's here. College football is back. We started a little bit later because we wanted to have that feel. It's getting a little more, intense. You start to get the tingles. I already went and picked up my beverage for the day. I got cats out, but we're gonna be getting some wings, like she said. Alex, what's on your agenda? What are you doing to get ready for these games today?
Oh, I already got my drinks too. I'm gonna see what I'm feeling closer to kickoff, order something. I was thinking wings as well. Wings, nachos, something like that. Something simple. It's not, I got to be focusing more on the game. That's all I can say. Like,
I hear you. Absolutely. Hey, Alec, Andrew, I know this is not y'all's team's playing, but it's still college football Saturday. I mean, what's your normal college football morning routine?
You fucking.
there you go.
First of all, that's a very. I was gonna say, that's a very. Me and Alex did that one time on our show, and I could not figure it out for like a half an hour. So don't feel bad at all, Alec. For me on Saturdays, when my teams aren't playing, I look at the schedule, I look at what teams are available on, and I look at my list of players that are upcoming in the draft. Alex knows this is around the time that I start doing this. This has been something that I've been doing for the last month anyway. It'll go into September, where you start kind of doing the mock drafts. That's how NST was started. That's why I started the damn show. And basically it's just picking and choosing what players are going to go. So when the USC game is going on, obviously we're looking at Caleb, but we're starting to see if any of those offensive linemen are going to be second to third rounders. We're starting to see if any of his targets are going to start coming in the first round. And then even with the Gators, he's still got 2 years away, but I'm watching ATN. I'm watching Marshall, because Marshall is entering the draft this year more than likely. And those are really the only two players besides a couple that we can nitpick here and there. But those are really the guys that we're looking at. And that's just what I do on Saturdays. Besides, obviously, if Alex's Michigan is on and it's on the TV, I'll put it on. And Drake May is inevitably playing, I'll be putting that on. I've been a little bit on the, I like him, but I also like Bo Nix too. Like if we were to miss out on a lot of these guys, Bo Nix would be an interesting Buccaneer too if we can get him at the end of the first, early second.
Mm-hmm.
I can't escape this quarterback, man.
Alec,
I just don't get the hype. Like I get it, great quarterback.
I'm sorry. How many games did you guys win last year?
About like 9 or 10 of that. It's been a blur. But at the same time, I get it. Okay, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, not doubting it, because we had bad quarterbacks in the past. Anthony Brown. But, out of all quarterbacks in the whole college football, all spread out wide, why is Bo Nix on a billboard in Dallas?
He's one of the top 6 or 7 college quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
But Heisman wise, they know it's going to be Caleb Williams getting it back, or you can see a Quentin Ewers be somewhere in the running for it.
True.
I don't think Caleb's getting it back this year.
No.
We've seen.
I'm saying like,
When's the last time you got a back-to-back? It is so insanely difficult because those expectations are raised from day one.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna get it, but I'm saying they're always gonna try to put him in like the running for it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh yeah,
But, like,
absolutely.
He'll be in New York. He'll be one of the finalists. I think
Like, no matter
Drake
what,
will be
like-
there. I think Corum will get there.
Yeah.
Donovan Edwards might screw him, but he might
stays
get there.
healthy. Well, yeah, if he stays healthy all throughout the year, I think he'll definitely be in the running.
Yeah,
The only
and
thing I
then
can knock- The only thing I
Oh,
can
go ahead,
only thing I can knock Bo Nix on is at the end of the day, we play a Pac-12 teams, which is known for no defense. There's no defense known in Pac-12. It's literally all offense. So I can't really say compare him to a Heisman until he plays like teams like Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Florida, Alabama,
I mean,
things like that. But then
Utah
again,
both
next
got really
year-
good defenses this year.
Huh?
Utah and Washington both got good defenses this year.
I mean, there's good teams in the Pac-12. I mean, like Arizona's another team you could throw out there. There's
For
another team
defense, yeah, absolutely.
I could throw a lot of teams, but until next year, I can't really see where we fare against. Like that's the only thing. That's the only thing that knocked us every year going to the playoffs is we didn't really play those kind of teams. That's why when we went and played Ohio State, we got spanked because we're not used to playing that kind of competition.
Yeah.
Then again, we're playing them next year, and as Alex said, that's an automatic loss for us. So
I didn't say that.
Unless you get tougher, but it could happen.
Oregon's always played pretty physical, and
Right.
plus the last time they played, Oregon won. So
I just want to see where we fare because I know we changed up from what I've heard recently, we've changed our offense, like our whole playbook. They threw out the window and brought in a new set of play because they got adjusted to Big Ten, so they're trying it out this year to see how they can work around it. Because going to the Big Ten next year, they got to adjust somehow. So they're starting it a year early, so that when next season comes around, it's not going to be a whole new game to them. It's going to be the playbook that they know.
I like that.
Smart, which is smart.
So hopefully I see the defense that I've watched 4 years ago. Hopefully it changes, which I can see our offense still being the same. Only thing that scares me is our defense and how they fare with that whole playbook.
Washington has a scary defense.
Yeah.
So look, let's stay right there, though. This is the last year of the Pac-12. Alex and I have talked about it. We've all got into it. All these different teams going different directions. But everybody's here together. We know about USC. Washington is one of them. Oregon is one of them. What are we expecting? I'm going to start with you again, Alec. What are you expecting from you guys, and do you think you can win the Pac-12 in this last year?
I mean, theoretically, I can see us being second runner-up in it because, I think it was last week I started dissecting the whole conference, seeing how we fare, and just like we did. I mean, obviously, you guys see in the group chat, you guys always remind me of players we got through transfer portal, players we recruited that are finally getting their starts this year. But if you look at a team like Arizona, you got Cal, you got Oregon State. All those teams did the same thing that we did for the first time ever. Usually, in the Pac-12, it's always that one team that makes the difference or they make changes. But I'm guessing this year is the first year that they all went out for the transfer portal, try to get as much players as they can because when they make the Big Ten, they got to make those adjustments ahead of time. So it's going to be different this year. I can see it still being a race towards the end. I can see Oregon either being first or maybe a mid-third. It all depends on how USC is because you can't count Caleb Williams out. They still have that. They didn't really lose that many players to the draft. So it could be a tight race going down the end between either Oregon, UCLA, well, not UCLA. UCLA is maybe probably a third team. But I could see it being Oregon, USC, or Cal. It's one of those teams.
Or Cal?
Don't sleep on Cal. Have you seen their quarterback they brought up?
Who they get?
They got. I was gonna say they got a pretty good quarterback, but
we're gonna have to dive into Cal.
I mean, Cal. I'll actually pull it up right now because I started. My friend tried telling me about this last year, or I think it was like 2 weeks ago. The quarterback they got in the I think he was like a backup.
Mm.
Um, he was
So
like
Sam Jackson the fifth is
Yeah.
the starting quarterback this year.
that's the quarterback they brought up.
Transfer
It's
from
rough.
TCU.
Really?
Yeah.
And my friend's like a huge TCU fan, like
Yeah.
not biased. Like he said he's seen him in like spring training games. He said that if you give him the keys to the offense, he will light it up. So I'm not like usually he doesn't say that about any quarterback on his team. Like he's like he'll tell you if a team's if a quarterback on his team is mid. But I'm
So
giving him the
you
benefit of the doubt. I wouldn't
Sam
give him-
Jackson the third? Is that what you said his name was?
The fifth.
The fifth? Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't sleep on him. I'm not saying he's gonna be like the next coming of like Christ or something like that. What I'm saying is just like I wouldn't sleep on a quarterback. I've seen the film that they showed me from spring training.
Yeah.
All the reps he gets in garbage time.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah.
For
I can
me,
dig
it's
it.
the talent around him at Cal, though. That's my issue. Like, I don't doubt the quarterback, but and I mean,
Coaching.
especially like in my opinion, like when I did the predictions, I have Oregon losing one game, gotten like regular season. Washington 11-1 as well. I SC 10-2 and Utah 9-3.
Are we talking UCLA right now as well?
I was just gonna throw UCLA in as my fifth team there.
Dante
Okay.
Moore, yeah.
I thought that's
Yeah.
what you meant for a second.
I mean, there's a lot of teams that you could have a bad offense, but you always use that quarterback to change the movement in the team.
Exactly, and that's my point. That's my question. And Andrew, I want to come to you because you were talking about the draft before. I mean, honestly, we could look at the Pac-12, and I mean, there are several quality quarterbacks. Cam Rising, you got DJ Young-Laley came from Clemson. Bo Nix, obviously, Michael Penix, obviously, Caleb Williams. All these things, how are you seeing this thing playing out in that last year of the Pac-12?
So even besides the quarterback position, because there's only a couple of teams that don't necessarily have what you would call quarterback quality on their team. But if you want to talk about some of the weapons that some of the other teams have too, like I'm just looking at some of the lists right now. I personally think Washington takes the Pac-12, and it's not just to try and piss off Alec, because hearing someone have to go and say quack quack brings me as a Red Wing fan PTSD from when I was in middle school.
Well, yeah.
All right? Alex knows what I'm talking about. We don't need to bring that up anymore. That being said, I just like Washington because they have the quarterback. He's got 2 targets, which I approached the gentleman above me and asked, here's my list of guys. Tell me who I'm missing.
Odunes and McMillan, yeah.
Yeah, and they were saying there's the one other wide receiver. So I looked at McMillan. McMillan's hands, amazing. Rome has just got the overall speed, and I'm not using.
Oh, he is a jet. Like he is so fast.
And I'm not using the comparison at all because I know someone will clip this and be like, Andrew, you're dumb. But Rome has the same body outlook and the way he catches the ball and the way that he's just smooth. It's like another Jerry Rice out there, to be completely honest with you. Rome has the ability to put more points on the board for Washington. That's going to put them over some of these other teams.
Even more than the son of Jerry Rice, Brendan Rice at USC.
Well, he is actually really good too. But when you put the tapes like comparatively, Rome has got that.
Rome is better.
Rome is good. Rome is very good. The other ones that I wanted to bring up with Washington is they got the 2 edge rushers right off the bat. They got Braylon Trice. And the other one there that, give me a second because I have it all, is Zion Tupualo Fetui, something like that. I'll get it better.
Along those lines,
I should know my Hawaiian a little bit better here. But those 2 guys coming off the edge is going to give some pressure. And those guys right there, just because it is the Pac-12, and again, nothing against Oregon and nothing against anybody else in there. This is a year where they can show off and show out in the last year of the Pac-12. And then when they go to
Big
10, they could actually compete against some of these guys, say like Michigan and Ohio and all those guys, which I'm looking forward to. Now, there's one other team in this because I believe it'll go Washington, Oregon, I believe it'll go USC, Washington, and then Oregon in that order. I think Washington and USC would play for the Pac-12 championship, and obviously USC would win. I do think it would be close, though, because I do not believe that USC has the offensive line that they would like to have.
They do not.
Versus 2 first-round edge rushers, and one of those edge rushers could very well go in the top 10. Very well could go in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
The other one in the Pac-12 that I wanted to bring up, because everyone knows that I've been doing the Madden stuff. I've been trying to get these draft classes ready. And if the glitch wouldn't happen, I have so many people waiting. I have people willing to pay money, and I'm like, I don't want to give you a glitch draft class. But here's my thing. There's another team in the Pac-12 that I like, and they have 2 players who are going to go in the top 64 picks next round or next year's draft. And that's Arizona. They got a wide receiver who is basically the next Tank Dell in Jacob Cowing. That dude can fly, and he's small.
He's a good receiver.
Yes, and he is. I watched a little bit of highlight, and I'm like, if Percy Harvin and Deshaun Jackson made a smaller version of themselves in one body, that is what he looks like. And then you add what Tank Dell was at Houston.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's another one. No wonder Stroud was like, can you trade for that? Because when it becomes your first read, your second read, your third read, and your running back are all
I just don't like Arizona's schedule.
I agree.
Off.
I agree. The other player on there that I wanted to bring up quickly was their offensive tackle, and I do want to get his name correct.
That's why I told Alex before the show. I was like, because they have Arizona's line at their win total at 5. I can see 6. I can see at least 6, 7 wins.
Yeah,
I have them.
Jordan Morgan.
At most,
I got
6.
4 and 8.
I got under 5 too, man. It's just hard. I know they got talent, but
they got talent
Northern
coming
Arizona.
Up too.
They're gonna beat Northern Arizona. They're gonna beat UTEP. Those are the only 2 gimme games on that schedule. Yeah. You got a Mississippi State week 2. That's a loss. Stanford, you could go either way. They're not beating Washington. They're not beating SC. They're not beating UCLA. They're not beating Utah. Colorado's a toss-up.
That's when they can win. That's when I gave it.
And I don't think they actually necessarily would win this, but I've got them beating Oregon State because Oregon State comes to them.
Okay.
But I also gave them the loss going to Washington State. So that was my kind of flip-flop there.
4, yeah.
I got 4 and 8. That's tough. It's just a tough schedule.
It is.
I like those. I like, just as a fan in general of sports, wherever Jacob goes next year, I'm probably watching them. And I'm probably watching them.
Absolutely.
And the other guy was Jordan Morgan. I just don't know if he's going to play left or right side of the line. So
I can dig left, but
I can dig it. Look, we want to move on. I got another question I want to pose to the group. And before I do that, I got to bring in my insider, my Notre Dame insider, my guy, EK
What's
Holiday.
What's up? How you fellas doing?
Can't wait.
I'm the only one with a real game to watch today.
Oh,
that's true. How are you feeling right now, man? Because I know you're tingling, you're waiting, man.
Oh yeah, man. You get nervous, anxious, start pacing around, start thinking about how Navy's gonna figure it out when they're not.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Always that doubt creeps in your mind before kickoff.
And they always play tough. So it's that exciting feeling, and then you have a feeling what you're gonna have this year, but then it can hit you real quick.
Hell yeah. Oh, absolutely. But look, let's go right into this. Another college football storyline. Your guy, Sam Hartman. Alex and I have been talking about him. You came on the show and talked about how excited you were to have this guy. Can he bring you guys back to that national championship glory? The last time was 88?
So
88, yeah.
2 months before I was born, man. I've been the curse.
It's all right, man. You're gonna break it, man. You're gonna break
Yeah.
that curse, man.
So I mean, the hope is, of course, yeah. The thing is, I don't think since Jimmy Clausen we've had someone who can actually stretch the field at all, whether horizontally or vertically. So it's going to be really interesting to see. We've had some defenses that'll get us to the playoffs. Once we get there, they hold for about a quarter, and then they go, "Hey, the offense isn't going to come play today," and then eventually things start to break. So it's going to be fun. I think we're going to have a quarterback who's going to allow the run game to actually open up, and that's been something we've had to do in reverse. We've had to smash the ball and hope that a Drew Pine could sneak one over the top. But we don't have to worry about ASU's third string quarterback throwing the ball for us this year.
The best player I like on Notre Dame is Estime.
Oh yeah, he's fun to watch. Sean knows him very well.
I don't want to talk about it. All right, it's a new year. All right, that was last year. College football starts today.
Yes, sir. So all that to say, man, the pieces. If the D line does what it sounds like they're doing in spring ball and fall camp, this is a real interesting team, man. It's one of the best sets of corners in college football. You got a veteran quarterback, stud offensive line. It's all there, man.
Yeah.
If Sam Hartman can use it.
Can I get? Are you gonna say it? Are they gonna? Can they go the distance? Can this be the year that they at least get to the CFP?
At least, what are you talking about? We've been to the CFP more than most teams lately.
Not lately.
North Carolina.
What are we going back? 8 years now?
Hold up. Rewind.
Like,
hold up. Certain people have been removed, but go ahead.
Alec is in timeout.
No, but it's Final Four. Can you get to that Final Four this year? Do you think, like, realistic?
Yeah, I mean, you got to take 2 out of the big 3. So, and the third game can't be a blowout. So, we got to get Clemson, USC, 2 of those, and then Ohio State. I mean, I feel like we really need that one on the resume this year.
Desperately need that
one. But
one.
the third one can't be a blowout. Yeah. So we've got a lot of, if we take any type of big loss, even if it's just 2 touchdowns, there's enough recent history that people aren't going to be too excited about us getting the shot. So 2 out of 3 and keep the third close.
Dig it.
But yes, we're going and we're winning it all. That was the question. My bad.
There it is.
I agree that he's CFP bound. I don't know about the second part.
Oh,
14-0. Yeah, skunk Michigan.
What if we had a national championship, Notre Dame, Michigan, the rivalry revisited?
That's my semifinal. I got that as my 2-3 matchup.
So we didn't really dig into this. So I'm actually excited about this question when we had our thing before. Alex, I'm not worried about Michigan, man.
You should be. You should be.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
You know what we're about to do right now?
Not worried.
That guy's smoking the good stuff too. I got
so good. It's so good.
Yeah, I sit there saying you guys are playoff bound, and then you come on with that.
Yeah, man.
Well, yo,
every bit is physical. And maybe it's just all that history of hating you all so much that.
Fair.
But, I would like to see that rivalry revisited. Honestly, I really
freaking love that.
Yeah. No, and of course, in reality, I know it would be a heck of a game. But I think we would match up better, just rather playing them than in Ohio State. Just the way our team is built.
Yeah.
So, It's not so much I don't think they're good or anything like that. It's just I feel like we're better geared towards that matchup than we are some of the other ones.
You absolutely are. And like that's how I feel too. I feel like you guys match up really well with us. Penn State matches up really well with us, and Georgia matches up really well with us. Other than that, I don't worry about really anyone else.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We match up well against you, so you match up well against us.
Stylistically, Sean, sorry, you guys don't match up. We're way too physical.
Except one team. All I'm going to say.
We're way too physical.
Look, college football's back, Alex. We've been best buddies all summer.
Yep,
but all I'm saying is this right now. We've met in the national championship, not in football, but we have met. No more timeouts.
Yeah. Sorry. What's the name of the show, Sean? Let's talk college football.
Okay.
And Andrew, what was that look for? What was your look for, little brother? What was your look for? Sorry, we can't see you. You're below 500 record for both your teams.
First of all, what is this little brother? I'm pretty sure I'm like 10 years older than you. What happened there?
You start cheering for Michigan State, the little brother team. That's exactly what it is.
No. I just like bugging you because you absolutely hate him. Listen, the first time I met Alex, he told me he was a Michigan fan, and I was programmed to say, "Oh yeah, go green," and he just went from happy to
no.
No, I think Georgia Michigan is a little more just because Georgia, though their offense, I will admit their offense ain't got nothing on Michigan. I just think that their defense this year has still got at least
Let's see. Yeah. We'll save that for playoff prediction later.
You're right. Well, hey, real quick, as a matter of fact, because Eric, I know you have some kind of connection to this. Obviously, our friend does, what we just talked about, and Alec does too because of his parents. Michigan State this year. How many games realistically do you think they could win this year?
I hope they lose every single one.
Thank you.
Listen, hold up. I can't
Alex
have you
trying to find the button to get.
I can't have you on the show doing that.
No, I'm going through
to.
I'm going through to find Michigan State's schedule so I can actually predict their record here.
I mean,
and do it legitimately.
As we know, Peyton Thorne is now starting for the University of Auburn. So I'm not even sure who is the starter at Michigan State. I know Antonio Gates Jr. is playing over there, but one player is not going to dominate. Yeah. Coach Tucker is sitting in the money, but he can't seem to get a win. Is there any shot they go 500?
I'd have to see Alex when he pulls up that schedule because, to be honest, I have not looked at his little brother's schedule.
There's a chance it just doesn't look good.
No, I know they start with Central.
Yeah, I'll share my screen here and then we can do that. If you want to pull that up, Sean.
Yep.
So that's their schedule there, and that's what I've got. I got 5 and 7. But that is a tough schedule. Start off nice and easy. Central Michigan, Richmond. But then Washington's going to whoop them. I think Maryland whoops them. I think Iowa's a close loss. Then off the bye, I think they do. I think they'll take Rutgers. They get spanked by us, although that's going to be a nasty and a physical game just because of all the stuff that happened last year. If you're a Michigan fan, do not go to that game as far as I'm concerned because it's going to get ugly. And then I think Minnesota beats them. I think that's more of a who's at home kind of situation.
Yeah.
I think they'll take Nebraska. Same kind of thing, just whichever team's the home team there. And then they get spanked by Ohio State. I think they'll whoop Indiana pretty good, but then they get whooped by Penn State to end the season.
Wait, this is your whole predictor for the whole year?
Yeah.
Dang it. So you have Alabama 6-4?
No. So when I went back, it jumbled up a bunch of them. So I've got pictures on my phone. I'll see what I got, Bama.
I got 4 or 5 for Michigan State.
I got Bama 10-2.
Yeah, 600 looks pretty tough there.
I see a lot of people high on Penn State this year.
Penn State falls just outside my playoff. They're my 5.
You have that much faith in Aller? Have you seen enough out of him?
I saw enough last year to know he's an upgrade over Sean Clifford.
Well, that doesn't take much over that super duper senior.
Yes. They were the 6th or 7th ranked team last year with Clifford, and you're going to get an upgrade at the most important position.
Sure.
With those 2 running backs.
Yeah. One of the top, I'll say the second best tackle in the game.
So the thing is, I can't imagine them getting through either you or Ohio State.
I think they beat Ohio State this year.
That'll be interesting.
I got Ohio State 9-3 actually.
All right.
You have Notre Dame beating Ohio State.
I do have Notre Dame beating Ohio State.
I would love to see that.
I
want Notre Dame to beat Ohio State. So I'm glad you're.
Eric, do you remember what the score was last year for that game? Because it was close.
It was 21-10, right?
For the Ohio State Notre Dame game?
Yeah.
It was. I can't remember the exact. I think in the end it was a 14-point.
It was like 21-10 or something like that.
Yeah, it broke loose a little bit towards the end.
Late, yeah.
But we were leading through half, if I remember. We couldn't move the ball.
And then you get a massive upgrade at quarterback, and they downgrade at quarterback because it's going to be hard to be better than C.J. Stroud. I think we can safely say whichever one of these guys starts is going to be a slight downgrade.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like, it's either the greatest thing in the world that they don't know who their quarterback is, or it's the worst thing in the world. Yeah. I'm really surprised that they haven't picked their guy a week out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the fact that they've had their coaches vote on it twice, and both times it's ended in a tie. That's a little scary. I'd be scared as an Ohio State fan.
Out is scarier.
Yeah, exactly.
And another funny part is I guess they reveal who the Georgia quarterback is. Like I've seen everybody saying, "Oh, they're not even going to hit 500 this year."
Georgia doesn't play nobody, man. Georgia's going to walk to the playoff.
Yeah. Their toughest game will be the SEC championship when they finally play a good team.
I see, Al. Yes, I did see this.
Jason, yeah.
Yeah, Jason's right here. All right. That was funny. All right, we are going to move on down the list because another team that Eric knows and is invested in. My guy. Let's talk about him. Alex, I'm gonna send it to you first. You told everybody. You've got everybody on board. I know I love this man, but I still think he could do good by another 2 years. You think he's going?
He's gone. He is good as gone. He is good as gone.
Advertised. Do you think he's going to be as good as advertised this year?
Yes. I think he's going to be as good. Whether the supporting cast necessarily projects that might not be the case because, I mean, you guys lost Antoine Green, Josh Downsley. You guys lost some pieces.
Yep.
So it's just going to be how do those pieces Drew, no. How do those pieces fit around Drake May? But Drake May is an elite college quarterback. Yep. He has all the tools you want from athleticism, his arm strength, his accuracy is very good. He's got everything. What is this guy doing? He's got everything you could ask for. And I've got you guys just missing out on the playoffs as well. I got you guys with one loss.
Ooh, I like that.
That's going into the conference championship, but
okay. And obviously your twin next to you seems to just love this man. Talk about it. So you've seen him. You've been studying him now. You're into him. You're going to watch these games, Andrew.
Yep.
You want him as your quarterback.
Yep.
Is he as good as advertised, man?
Yes. So the reason why I've been on this train for a while is because, and I could even go pinpoint exactly where in a group chat one time, almost around like 6 months from now, someone was like, "Oh, Drake May will definitely be in the conversation." And I'm like, who the f- is Drake May? I'm like, is that the dude from North Carolina? Then I start watching the tape and I'm like, oh, I like this guy. I like this guy a lot. And then I start my own like breakdowns where I'm like, okay, I need to see him do certain things in certain places. So of course, me being in Canada, I have to go search all these different highlights on all these different pages that are like, accept this, pay for this. And I'm like, ugh. $100 later, inevitably, I got to see the whole highlight package that I wanted to. And what I saw is, obviously, when Todd Bowles is not the head coach, that if the Buccaneers were to have the season that I may predict, everybody will have to check in next Sunday or Monday, whatever it is. We'll talk about that later. But the Buccaneers, with the way that their offense is set up and the targets that they have and the pieces that they have, is probably, honestly, out of all the places in the NFL, maybe besides Minnesota, I think that's probably the best place for him to go land.
No, do not speak Drake May to Minnesota. Do not do that.
I know you hate that.
Shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Alex are talking about that. He doesn't want to hear it because he knows that. He's like, But if the Buccaneers were to get Drake, you're talking about at least 3 years of this guy's development with 2 of the best wide receivers that you could ask for in the NFL right away. And not only that, they are the best wide receivers to have because they will be willing to do things contractually to keep things around if he's playing good. They've already shown that. The other side of it is this guy is tall. He's got the build, and his scramble ability only comes when is necessary. And to top it all off, when in a couple of plays, I think there was like 5 or 6 that I saw, when they actually planned for him to run, he sold staying in that pocket so good, like old school Tim Tebow did in college. And that is what got me thinking, okay, if we are available and he's available, that is a match made in heaven. Because as ownership, as everything like that, everyone knows the Buccaneers are probably going to go and build a new stadium in about 6 years anyway. So why not have the ability to go and do that while you have the young quarterback already in hand? I think Drake May going to the Buccaneers is the best scenario because he's coming out this year. I agree with Alex. He's the best quarterback prospect in this draft class. And I say that only because of the match. Caleb is really damn good. But Caleb can't go to certain teams and expect greatness out of them. Whereas I think Drake could go to some of these bad teams and it would take a bit, but they would get better because of his arm strength. Caleb is amazing. Caleb's a playmaker and stuff like that. But Caleb needs someone like Andy Reid or Jim to come out of college and go to a team and they combine themselves for him to be the Patrick Mahomes that he's going to be. I personally believe. Drake just needs to have a very good coach and a very good offensive coordinator, and he'll be one of the best to ever play.
I respect it. I absolutely respect it. I love that everybody is talking about my North Carolina quarterback. And after this NFL season, I think a lot more people are going to talk about another North Carolina quarterback, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But I like that we had the 2 positives. Now I would like to go down to the other side because both of these guys represent teams that have not only given Drake May trouble, but have beaten him. Okay? So talk to me. Look, this is what I want to see because I'm in the middle. I love the guy, but I'm like, dude, let's pump our brakes. All right. So, guys, I mean, what are your thoughts? You guys were able to get it done and beat this guy. Is he as solid as advertised?
First, I want to say, is my mic clear?
Yes.
Is it clear? It's crispy?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm glad you admitted to that. I'm glad you finally
I did. It's a new year. I'm ready to cleanse from last year.
Embrace the loss that you started.
Oh.
But I'll honestly say I have, like, he could be good as advertised. I'm not going to doubt it. Like, I'm not going to let a loss against us dictate how I feel about a quarterback.
Well, and like,
because like a lot of great quarterbacks in the draft, a lot of good quarterbacks in the draft have faced losses. It's all about how you bounce back the following year. So this is probably the year that all the doubts they had about him, he goes and shows and proves them wrong. Because quarterbacks like that use that as ammo next season's bulletin material on how they ended the last season and how they move forward the following season. Because no matter what happens, whatever happened last year, no quarterbacks are like they'll probably use that as fuel but they're more focused on the present because no matter what happens, it's all about what happens this season when it goes to opposite to the draft. What really dictates anything?
What have you done for me lately? Yeah. Absolutely. And I'm going to come to you real quick, Eric, but first and foremost, let's give love to Will, because Will's out here saying, show me something against the SEC. We are playing these
Next week.
damn Gamecocks next week. Oh, my God.
I would like to bring up, though, that Josh Allen is an elite quarterback who never actually got to face real talent and was a top 15 quarterback that went. And it just so happened that they gave him a good head coach and a very good offensive coordinator. And look what happened.
Yep.
Do you know what's crazy? Guess who Josh Allen also lost to?
Ooh. Also, by the way, it was a Canadian that made Josh Allen the best, just to let you all know.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That's right. Eric, what's your thoughts, man?
So, no, I'm just playing. So here's the thing. I kind of take what Alex said, and I think I'm on the same page as him. I love Drake May. I do not necessarily love Drake May in college this season, and that's not based on him. And I think he's going to have a great season for a quarterback, no matter what. I'm just not sold that North Carolina is going to support him the way that way he needs to be. So 100%, just like the other gentleman said, I think for me, he's the number one quarterback coming in the draft. I like Caleb Williams. He's a star. I just feel like maybe the floor is higher for Drake May. The ceiling is higher for Caleb Williams, but there's less risk factor, I would think. But specifically going back to the game last year, I don't remember for sure, but I feel like when I was watching that game, I was sending you some messages going, "Holy crap, this kid is good," because we were all over him. We were in his face the whole time, and he was still throwing beautiful balls. It was really impressive, and he was taking shot after shot after shot. But he was still, on the money. Guys weren't helping him out. They were even. I don't think Josh Downs had a very good day that day, if I recall. So, yeah, man, I walked away. Sometimes it's not what you do in the games as far as the numbers at the end or who you beat or something like that. Sometimes it's just how you stand in there and you compete. And he didn't get shaken at all. And
you know what the part is? I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good. Go for it.
So while I was talking about, I'm not sure if I can be able to share my screen on here. Can I?
Yeah, I think you should be able to.
Let me see.
Just go to the present option there.
Here it is. You see it now?
Yep. Here we go.
So pull up Josh Allen's. If you look at Josh Allen's stats, look what he had: 9 for 24, 64 yards. And I count. Don't check me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that the same year he went to the draft? And wasn't he
Yes, he went the next offseason. Yeah.
And if you look at Drake May, yeah, he had bad stats, but they're not going to let the games that happened against certain teams dictate it. It's all about how you finish, because that was probably second to third bad game that year, probably second worst game he had, and look where he got.
Well, we're not holding it against Bo Nix in his Heisman campaign this year.
See, I'm not gonna. Me and Bo Nix are teeter-totter. Bo Nix, I'm not gonna say as Alex likes to say, I always like to talk bad about my team, mostly because the quarterback options they give us, it never goes well for us. Ever since Mariota, we've hit a decline because we had what was his name? Vernon Adams.
Vernon Adams, yeah.
CFL
stud.
He was good for us. It's just certain moments he didn't clutch in certain games, what NFL scouts when they go to the NFL or they were pre-draft, they look for, because they look for the big moment games or where they fit. But then again, when they look at games like Oregon, we weren't really a top factor that year, so they never really they look kind of they looked past that game, and because it was an early game for them that year. So if Drake May, let's just say worst case scenario, Sean, he has a bad game, like the first or second game. It all matters how he finishes, how he works with that offense, and how he pushes back because there probably was a lot of talk last year in this offseason about how he finished off in the bowl game against us. But that just adds fuel. Like I can see him having a bounce back year. He may have some hiccups here and there, but look at Tua. He had hiccups towards like at the end of the year against Auburn, and he went to like what top 15, 10 in the
He
draft.
went 6th overall,
Like,
5th overall.
Situations like that, I could see Drake May being around top 5, depending on who's drafting and what their team needs are. Because whoever
He's going top 5, yeah.
Yeah, because if a team needs a quarterback, they're gonna get him first off the board. I already know it.
Yep.
Like, there's no quarterback like right now. Like he has that dog in him, in my honest opinion. Like, because look against us, we had the lead against you guys, right? And he brought the game back closer. Granted, like the only reason why you guys did beat you, I'll honestly admit it. It was the clock time. Like, if you look at how much time was on that clock, there's only so much you could do in that situation. So I'll give you your credit. Like, you guys could have easily beat us if you had at least probably like 60 seconds on that clock. Like, I'll give you guys the credit. Like, I'll wholeheartedly admit it. You guys could have beat us if you had the time on your side, because you can't really do much in that situation besides kick that field goal or go for it and just say Hail Mary. He's muted.
Well, yeah, I think you're muted.
I've been waiting all off season to hear you say that. Thank you so much. Makes me feel so much better.
I'll admit when I'm wrong, and I'll know when I'm right. Like that, if y'all had the clock on your time on your side, you can even ask Alex. Even he admitted to it. That if they had more time on that clock, it would have been a whole different ball game in that situation.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like Drake May, like
you give them an extra 10 seconds, and they probably win that game. Honestly.
And look,
like if you bash a quarterback in that situation, like any NFL quarterback with that kind of time, like you can only do so much in that situation.
Right.
Like with the amount of yards you had to gain to get a touchdown in that time, like no NFL scout's gonna like put that against you. Like it's the fact that you guys got that close to the end zone to win the game.
Yeah.
Well, and I put Drake May's numbers in the private chat for the 2 games we're talking about him struggling.
Yeah.
He combined in those 2 games combined, he's 35 of 67 for 507 yards, 8 touchdowns, no picks.
0 goose egg.
Like, and it's one of those things where, like, I mean, you could say could have, would have, should have, but like, that's not the case in this situation. Like the fact that any quarterback can lead their team down that far down the field, like even the coaches were saying, like he was telling the coaches that like I want to go for it because like NFL scouts look for that. A quarterback that wants, like, he has a dog in him. He wanted to go for it on 4th down.
Yes.
Like that, like any NFL team would want a quarterback that's like that goes for it, like risks it when it would be. Like to hell with a field goal, like you like go for it on 4th down and see where you get with it.
The funny part about it is at the end of the day, he's actually like the lesser of the talented kids. Like his dad was a all-star quarterback at UNC. His sister, his older sister is like
Drake's
college. Yeah, Drake. Yeah, his older sister is a college baseball player. He has an older brother, and then he has another older brother, Luke May, that played for North Carolina, the basketball team, and hit like the game winner against Kentucky.
Yeah.
Drake is the baby. He's always talks about he's just trying to get on level with those guys. You know what I mean? All of them are collegiate stars. So I love him. I'm not taking anything away from my guy. I'm really trying to find a reason to keep him because I don't want him to leave. But
now I just have a quick thing just because we were on that conversation about like dogs and stuff like that. Alec, that is Troy Franklin behind you, correct?
Yes.
That you want to talk about dog. Okay. The funny thing about him,
I'll wholeheartedly say that's the fuel in our offense. Like he is a great receiver.
The first Madden franchise I did, obviously, like on the Bucks, I relocated. Not doing that anymore. They fucking relocated. This sucks. But the first combination I did, I was like Drake May and Troy Franklin, because all the stats that I've seen and stuff, is Drake has got like the dog in him, like we've been talking about. And I've known that for a bit. That's why I like him. And Alec knows the other quarterback that if we don't get Drake, I'm okay to wait another year because he got major dog in him. And I like that guy too.
Mhm.
But out of all these wide receivers, Marvin Harrison already knows that he's going and he's got dog in him because it's in his blood. Troy has earned every aspect to be called a dog in the college football. If there is one wide receiver that I want on my team for not only possession plays, for not only being in the slot, and not only when something goes wrong in the middle of camp or in the middle of the game, the guy who's going to be in the middle of that freaking oh my God, I want Troy Franklin. He is one of my favorite wide receivers in this whole entire draft class. The dog in Troy Franklin.
Like the reason why I like Troy Franklin is because I think it was back in 2014 we had a former receiver, Devin Allen, who I like for a year, like the time we had him, he was like that hybrid receiver. He had the speed because he also ran track, so he had that speed for him.
Mhm.
And I have not seen a single receiver we've had that got me like where the game's on the line and they go for a first down. Then I would not trust anybody else on that team to have the ball in their hands than Troy Franklin. Like he's like this. My favorite player on that team is Troy Franklin. Like yeah, we have our as Oregon always does. They always get their Samoans on defense, which I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that. Alex has like most of the players that we've went to the draft. Like they have Penei Sewell, which I'm jealous.
Thank you very much.
That man is a dog. And
that was the one guy I wanted in that draft class. I was like, we can trade the rest of our picks. Give me Penei. That just walk away.
And then they have, which everybody's gonna say like, oh, he doesn't do much for the team. But if you watch Lions preseason, Chase Cota, another one I like.
I hope he makes the roster, man. He might have solidified his spot there.
If Rodriguez made the roster last year,
I'll make the statement right now. Every NFL team in the draft, you are absolutely dumb for passing on Chase Cota. Like he is the most slept on undrafted player. Like, I don't say much about my Oregon players because like some of them like I don't see making far in the NFL. But Penei Sewell was one of them. We had
Alex knew that for a while.
Yep.
There was another one like they were brothers. I think it's Sewell's brother.
Yeah.
Noah
Sewell.
Noah.
Yeah, Noah
right?
Sewell. Yeah.
He's not. I think
Chicago, right?
He played. I think he played for. I think he played for Utah State, if I remember.
Noah?
So Noah Sewell's in the NFL now. Nephi Sewell plays for Utah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Like their bloodline is just. That you were talking about dog. The Sewell family bloodline is just.
Oh yes.
I do not put no doubt towards that. Like whatever they're feeding them when they were growing up, that they just feed dog in there.
Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. The dog.
Like-
and look.
Like think about it, Sean. If say for instance, right, this is a long shot because depending on how the Commanders fall, you already
should
know
have been Nathan.
this receiver right here, Terry McLaurin's clone. I don't care what anybody says. Terry McLaurin's clone.
That's a spot on call.
Yeah, 1,000%.
I like that. But look. You called dog. You said you talked about dog. You brought it out, and that obviously brings up a question. You know, can Georgia three-peat? And if we have that question, you know somebody's gonna come in the building.
I was gonna say, was that like saying Beetlejuice 3 times? Is that
Right.
Anthony on?
Mr. Handy, how you doing, sir?
Gentlemen, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's Uncle Shay Shay coming to you from the new location of Club Shay Shay.
New
Oh
location.
man, doing good. Happy Saturday, gentlemen. Good to see all of your smiling faces. Been a minute.
Yes, you as well,
Too
man.
long.
Good to see you.
Too long.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go ahead and channel. Let me channel. What the hell? There we go. I'm sitting still. I can't get anyway. I had to go ahead and channel my good friend Reverend Red and Black. I got to say it one more time. Football is back.
Yeah.
Go ahead and look to your neighbor to your right and say football is back. Look to your neighbor to your left and say football is back.
All right.
All right. All right. Amen. Amen and amen. We ain't gonna give no long sermon.
Hey, are you saying everything 3 times in a row for a reason there, Anthony?
The best part about college football, I'm not sure if anybody in the comments has Mr. Fingers on Facebook, but every Georgia game day, after seeing him run out the house and say, "Ring the bell," that's just
bro. Hey, look. Yeah, we gonna see a lot of that again this year, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Especially close to the end of the season. You know that SEC championship. That y'all have to understand something.
He's ready to hang another picture.
Most of you all are fans of a team to a degree that have won some sort of championship in recent years. Okay, we all are to a degree. Okay, and the one team I wanted more than any other, more than the Falcons, more than the Braves, more than the Spurs, to win a championship was the Dogs. And man, whew, my next door neighbor was like, "Bro, you all right?" "Yeah, I'm good." "Why?" "I can hear you barking from across the fence. I'm sitting out on my patio." I was like, "You don't understand?" He's like, "No, man, I get it. I'm waiting on my Cowboys to win one." Shots fired, Mrs. Handy. But yeah, so now to answer your question, can Georgia 3-peat? Based on what I see on the schedule, this year's schedule, the answer is and what I see coming back in terms of talent is a very resounding yes. Stetson Bennett is now his name is etched forever in University of Football lore. That man will never pay for a steak anywhere in Athens, Georgia ever again. Kirby Smart is
32.
Kirby Smart could retire after the end of Game 3, and he will be as revered as Vince Dooley was. Rest in peace, the coach. And I think that's where they got that last minute push at the end of the season, was to push through for coach to get one more. And we, God, I think it's close to over 30 some odd key players that have gone in the last 2 drafts. But one thing we learn is that building a team that is a winner makes people of quality want to come and be a part of your program. Mm-hmm. And that is what they have done. We saw it at Alabama. We've seen it at Alabama for the last 16, 17 years with Nick Saban. We've seen it at Michigan. Nathan Snell, if you don't get out the comments, go somewhere and have yourself some chicken wings. I sent you an order. I sent you an order. Chicken wings should be pulling up to your house right now. Send a FedEx delivery, and also they sent you a big hot flaming L for that loss y'all took to the Commanders the other day.
Oh, hey, left hand.
Pew, pew, shots fired. Shots fired.
Hold up.
I'm gonna repent.
Left hand up. Who are we?
No.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and repent for that, because it'd be messed up if we drop a game opener to UT Martin. That would just be.
But look, I show love, Nathan. I'm gonna let you defend yourself. Hold up.
Really?
Nah, look, me and Nathan, and for those of y'all that watch to talk about why my man going for Nathan like that. Me and Nathan, it's nothing but love. Nothing but love. Although, for real, Nate, I'll tell you, look, you gonna mess around, we gonna hang out and you gonna be eating sandwiches. I mean, talking about this is a good sandwich. What is this? Wing meat.
Right.
I just bought some wings and spread it on. That's pulled chicken. That's shredded chicken.
See, the one thing
shredded wing meat. But all seriousness, getting back to the question, I do 100% believe that the Dogs couldn't 3-peat. The path has kind of been, I know the schedules fall where they may. The path has kind of been set. There were a lot of games that had to be pulled and rescheduled, namely the game here in Norman against Oklahoma, because at that point they couldn't get a home and home. And that heavy side was because that was going to be the closest I was going to be to a Georgia game, short of catching a plane to Athens and paying a gajillion dollars a ticket now that they won 2 national championships. But I think that the path has been set. And then, of course, you cannot count out. We now see that you cannot count out Kirby Smart. Even though he's only got 2 championships under his belt to Nick Saban's 6, He is a guy that you cannot count out. Every time you think the Dogs are on the ropes, the last 2 seasons, they managed to get up and answer the bell. And I think he is going to find a way to make them do that again this season. I did see that we have lost someone that we were looking to be a key stand-in player in Branson Robinson with a patellar tendon tear. But he was, I think, 3rd on the depth chart behind Edwards. So it won't hurt as badly, but that's a good guy. That's a good guy to have to play, in your garbage time when you're up by, 2 or 3 touchdowns to give your starters a rest. But do I believe they can do it? I 100% do. I 100% do. And I hate that for another year I will not be able to be in Sanford Stadium where all the faithful of the red and black rally around all the Bulldog faithful rally around the men who wear the red and black. And with 2 simple words that exemplify the heart and minds of the Bulldog Nation. Go Dogs.
Yeah, the only reason why I don't doubt what Georgia is, from what I've seen, I mean, obviously Anthony's probably seen this also, it's like plug and play with them. Everybody could say, oh, they lost players to NFL, but it's like they'll regroup.
15 5-stars a year, that helps.
Right.
Yeah, it's like ever since that national championship, it's like they'll be, oh, Georgia might fall off this year because they lost X, Y, and Z. But then the season starts, they filled in X, Y, Z.
They lost X, Y, and Z to the draft. But did you see where T, U, V, and W are now moving up to the X, Y, and Z slot? The 5 stars that they got in that have been sitting in the wings and waiting to play. It has been. That was one of the things about Mark Richt was good about getting the 3 stars and maybe some 4 stars and getting as much as he could out of them. But he couldn't get it. Just I don't know. He just didn't have that. I want to call it the killer mentality. We've all played football in some form or fashion at some level. The killer instinct. They just couldn't manifest that killer instinct in those guys. Kirby will light them guys on fire.
Yeah.
Middle of the game. You see him on the sidelines cussing to catch the ball, that kind of stuff. He's that dude. And he's got those guys ready to run through walls and climb up mountains to get another trophy. I think if there is any opportunity, any chance in the near future for the Dogs to win another championship, that is this year. I can't speak to next year or a year after that because it's hard enough to win back-to-back. It's even harder to three-peat. But I think if they're going to do it again, this is the year they're going to do it. I mean, we haven't even talked about Carson Beck, who showed himself to be a more than adequate backup to Stetson Bennett. And actually, he got some garbage time, I think, when JT Daniels was a starting quarterback. And then we're bringing back the big stud, Brock Bowers at tight end. You got Ladd McConkey, who is now a seasoned veteran. I think this is junior season now. He's coming back. So you got a killer receiver combo duo. You got Bijan in the backfield, who is a beast of a running back, and he also has some soft hands, and he's also a hell of a pass blocker. I don't know. I haven't. If there's a chink in the armor, I haven't seen it yet. But again, they don't pad up and play for real until next week. So it's good.
Are we calling that for real? Because that's.
Well, I mean, it's a game and it counts for it's a game and it counts for a win or a loss. Yeah, but it's not. I'm not looking for any anything major or minor out of this game. I'm looking for Georgia to go out there and take a nice size lead, and probably by the third quarter we'll see Gunnar Stockton or we'll see Brock Vandegrift or Gunnar Stockton out there. That's what I'm looking for. I'm going to start looking once we start getting into Will Kramer. If you're out there somewhere, we coming for you.
Out there, he said South Carolina.
We coming for you, brother. But I'm looking. When we start getting into the conference games, that's when I'll start looking, because South Carolina, even though they're not there yet, vast improvement over last year. Tennessee, even though they lost, I believe your boy Sean Hendon Hooker. I think he went in the draft, did he not?
Yeah,
Hendon Hooker. Tillman.
He's a lion.
He's a lion now, yeah.
Darnell White.
Yeah, so Hendon Hooker's gone, but you still got Josh Heupel. And Josh Heupel's, say what you want to say, Josh Heupel's a hell of a coach. You got
he's gonna have to be a hell of a coach to do something with Joe Milton here, because
you got your wild card in Lane Kiffin down at Ole Miss, and then of course we can't forget the Godfather at Tuscaloosa. We're gonna see what's gonna happen over at Auburn this year. Brian Kelly, is he gonna step it up a notch after the magic that he pulled out last year? Who knows? Maybe that my family wasn't pandering to the people in the South. Maybe it was some kind of spell he had to unlock to get the boys to get back into form. So there's no telling. I mean, I once we start getting into conference play, that's when I'll start paying attention, because the non-con games we have this season, the only one that was worth looking at so far was Oklahoma, and that was off the table now.
Yeah.
And to counter that,
so we'll see. But I definitely think we can three-peat as long as the returning players keep their head in the game and don't get too big and too full of themselves. I think it's.
It could definitely
happen. At a bare minimum, we make the playoff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go ahead, Alec.
Yeah. What were you saying? I'll say to counter that, like I think I was talking to a couple people at work about it. Like I can see Georgia. This is probably a long shot. I'm probably just talking out my ass, but I can definitely see them taking Alabama's spot of the SEC. Like I can see like the way they've been recruiting. And Scott, I know you're talking Mizzou. Just hang them up, man.
Stop.
Like Mizzou, I just can't take. I can't take seriously with Mizzou. I just can't take it seriously.
You know what though? I can't be mad at Mizzou. You know what? I can't be mad at Mizzou. You know why? Mizzou had us on the ropes. Mizzou had us on the ropes last season. It took us to the third quarter to wake up. I was getting tired of hearing that damn third down trumpet song, because they had every series they take us to third down.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, with the way they're going, like the path they're going, it could be them taking Alabama's spot with recruiting class wise, the plug and play of having they lost players, but then they replace them, and then they automatically just fill right in. Like they're going down the right path recruiting wise. But I
have a question I want to pose to you, gentlemen. Do you think? Let's just play what if. Let's just say, since we're talking about three-peat, Georgia three-peats. What does that mean for Nick Saban? Do you see Nick coming back, or do you see him going, maybe it's time for me to step down? Not because he can't do the job anymore, but maybe he realizes that he's done what he can do, and it's time for him to, plus that his protege, Kirby is now the heir apparent to King of the Hill. I don't have, man. Nate, you asking me questions I don't have answers to. I'm not an Athens.
It was Bama. Let's be real. Who's the only team in the SEC that was taking transfer quarterbacks in June and July? It was Alabama. Alabama tried to pay Talia $1 million to try and steal him back.
And his brother played there.
Talia was there to begin with.
Hi. Who's our little guest there, Andrew?
She came downstairs, and I was like, you want to say hi? She's got something to say. What do you want to say?
Roblox.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. That was the best of the three. So.
Hey, can you also say Tar Heels?
Can you say Tar Heels?
Tar Heels.
There we go.
There we go.
I can dig it. Yeah, I think Saban's here for the long haul. Honestly, until he's ready.
I mean, since we have to quit. I mean, since Anthony is here, you can also ask him the same question you asked us about the guy behind you,
Drake. What do you think? What do you think about? What do you think about him? You think he's as good as advertised?
I gotta be honest. All I've seen of Drake is what I've seen in replays. I'd have to go back and take a look. I think the kid, knowing you like I know you, you don't blow a whole lot of smoke. Well, not all the time. Every now and again, you pull. Every now and again, you'll pull one out from somewhere, especially when you get the smack talking with Janae about the Washington Dallas game. But when it comes to college players, I will give you the benefit of the doubt in that you don't really play the homer card in terms of this guy plays for my school, so he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like you legit do the homework and do this. So I mean, it's like this. I will do this for you on your word because you say it's good. I will accept it until I see that it's not. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna make you an offer you cannot refuse on the first Saturday of the weekend.
Well, look, go right into that. Let's go ahead and finish this off. We already have concluded. I think everybody is pretty sure Georgia's going to be one of the teams. And to keep my host on here, I'm going to say one of the other teams is Michigan.
Oh no,
right, so
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree wholeheartedly. Of the rest of the Power Five, Michigan has Ohio State's number.
Hey, Andrew, are you saying different? You're not saying Michigan in the Final Four?
I am. My four, as me and Alex have talked about it before, and I think I'm sticking with it. Sorry, I didn't realize the floor. Okay, sorry. I'll go Georgia. Number 1 takes on number 4 LSU. I have LSU coming out on top only because of the offensive weapons, and I think Jaden Daniels will actually be able to prove himself to be a first-round quarterback in his senior year. I have number 2 Ohio State taking on number 3 Florida State, with Ohio State smacking them in the mouth, 44-24. Sorry, Mr. Ben Cornett. And then I got Ohio State playing LSU in the title game with the Buckeyes taking it by 3 points.
Ooh.
This is not the Georgia fan in me. This is just me watching Ryan Day and what he's done at Ohio State. You must be out your goddamn mind, man.
Agreed. Wait. Let's be clear. They came a field goal away from beating you guys in that game.
I am aware of that. But Ohio State has the tendency to, you know how when you go out to dinner and your food comes out and it looks really good and you haven't eaten in a minute and you might eat a little faster than you normally would, and a piece get caught in your throat and you Ohio State, I can't even get. I keep saying it every time there's a buck. They keep doing the thing, and they keep choking.
Maybe we shouldn't trust a first-year quarterback.
It's not a first-year quarterback because I've seen first-year quarterback. I mean, Justin Fields was not a first-year quarterback when he got there, but it was his first year in their program, and he shined. But it's their coach. It doesn't matter how much talent you have. It still comes down to the coaching. If your coach can't find a way to motivate, if coach can't find a way to motivate you, unless it's an uber dumbass mistake you made out on the field, like the guy from Florida that took the shoe and threw it 50 yards downfield, I can't put that on coaching. That was a dumbass decision. If your coach can't figure out a way to game plan to beat the team from Ann Arbor, okay. If your coach, I'm just saying, bro.
They were still in the opportunity to get to the national championship, and I mean, I don't just think I get what you're saying. I just don't think that moment played into the fact that like they were. If they kick a field goal in the CFP, we're talking about something completely different. And I'm
100% with you. I'm 100% with you. But again, let's roll it back a bit. Ohio State had Georgia's number most of the game. All of a sudden, the fourth quarter, the comeback started. Ryan Day, as a coach, had no answer for that defense, for his defense to shut down our offense. Yep. That's on the coach.
Well, and
because the comeback. Hold on, let me finish, and I'll give you the floor. Because the comeback that took place allowed Georgia to be in a place that, if it came down to a scenario such as of kicking a field goal, that it could potentially be blocked.
Yeah, but this is the best team in football in Georgia by far. So can't we say that Kirby Smart just maybe got the guys ready and game plan to get past it? Because Ryan Day was able to come back on that last drive.
Go ahead.
I'm not taking any. Go ahead.
I meant before me. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you guys off.
Yeah, I can piggyback exactly off what Anthony's saying about Ryan Day, because you look at the last 2 years of the Michigan-Ohio State games. It was neck and neck going until the fourth quarter, and then we blew the doors off them in the fourth quarter and win by 20 points both years. But that was a single-digit game going into the fourth quarter both years.
So
I think he gets the guys ready to go, but he doesn't make the adjustments to win these big time games late.
So that's where I think that the coaching aspect of Ryan Day comes back this year. I think it's a toss up between the Michigan, obviously Ohio game, like those two games right there, or that game right there being whatever team wins goes and probably gets the second overall seed. Because this could also be Michigan at number 2 as well. Because I have Michigan at number 5 at the end of the year. I have Washington at 6. I have Alabama at 7. And I'm missing one more, but I have them at 8. USC. Sorry. I do think USC could get in there, but I think there's one deciding game. And then if they lose towards the end, they start falling off because Caleb's just going to be like, I'm just getting ready for the NFL playoffs. Or NFL kind of thing. I don't care what anybody's saying.
If that's the case, then would you pose a question where if theoretically Michigan beats Ohio State,
Michigan wins?
Would that be the knife that's in the coffin for Ryan Day at Ohio State? Like, would that?
Yes.
3 in a row? Yeah.
Yes.
And
now,
1 and 3.
Yes. Now, the other side I wanted to point out, just for
you better believe it, them boosters will want him out.
Yes. The Ohio State game, like Ohio State, Michigan, the only reason I think that Ohio State actually has a good advantage coming up this year is because the quarterback and wide receiver duo have played in high school together. And I think that translates at least to the college level. And I think if this quarterback, and I'm forgetting his name, it's Brown, right? Will Brown?
Well, it's either Brown or McCord. They haven't decided yet.
Yeah, but if it's Brown,
I actually think it's going to be McCord, but
okay, fair. And if it is end up being Brown, I think Brown ends up giving them a best advantage because of the chemistry that he has with Marvin Harrison. And I think that if you beat Michigan and you go all of a sudden to the national title game, you all of a sudden solidified yourself at least a top 3 round pick, kind of like the Sam Bennetts of the world and everybody like that.
And see that's the interesting part about that, because Jim Harbaugh and Ryan Day's jobs are really kind of based a lot on their success, that game. Because 2 years ago we were talking about Jim Harbaugh in this same light. Are they going to let go of Jim Harbaugh? He's going to the NFL. He can't beat Ohio State.
They restructured his contract, ready to fire his ass before that season that he beat Ohio State. Yeah. They were packing his bags before the start of that season, and then he turned it around, beat Ohio State, and now he's essentially immortalized in Michigan. He's like the second best coach. Like
it's switch.
Now to back up to answer back to the question I said about Georgia. Now, would you say, Alex, that Michigan can now probably reclaim the Big Ten and be the top dogs of the Big Ten?
Oh, I absolutely do. The only team that scares me in the Big Ten this year is Penn State. Ohio State does not match up well with us. We are way too physical for them. It's the same thing when they go and play the teams down south that play physical. Ohio State can hang in for a bit, but when it gets time that you've been beat up for 3.5 quarters, they shut down. Yeah. So I mean, Ohio State's still an elite team. I'm worried about them in that sense. But stylistically, I'm not worried about Ohio State. Penn State is the team I'm worried about this year, and that's the team that if 2 Big Ten teams are going this year, it's Penn State's either the first or second one.
I really wish Michigan played Penn State in the whiteout game. I wish that was.
No, I'm so freaking glad we don't. I'm so freaking glad we don't.
Because having
noon kickoff, please.
Whiteout game, that's top tier.
You would not hear from me that day. I just a hideout. Not being Sean. I'm not doing the show today. Just
right. I'm not gonna do it.
In my little bubble, and I ain't predicting that game. You kidding me?
All right, so Alex, what is yours? I'm gonna go to you, Alex, then Alec, then Anthony. What is your CFP prediction?
So are we doing who wins the semis and who wins the natty?
Yeah, just the way Andrew did it. Yeah.
Okay, so I got Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Notre Dame 3, and FSU 4.
Ooh, I like that.
I have Georgia over FSU.
Wait.
Michigan over Notre
I'm sorry.
Dame.
He's smoking the good stuff, Anthony. Let's be real here, okay?
Wait a minute. I thought I heard you. You broke up when you got to number 3. I heard 1 and 2 clearly. What was 3 again?
The Fighting
Notre
Irish.
Dame Fighting Irish.
Yes, sir.
The who?
You look at that. Notre Dame could still get in with 1 loss this year.
Mm-hmm.
because of the schedule they have. If they lose, like Eric was saying earlier on the show, if you, for example, like I have them doing, beat Ohio State, beat USC, they both got to come to South Bend. Those are both wins I've got predicted. And if you lose by 1 score to Clemson, that you could still be a playoff team.
What my question for you is before you move forward, isn't Notre Dame still kind of rebuilding their program? Are they still rebuilding, or are they saying is it projected that they're going to really come out of the gate swinging this year?
The roster was good last year. They just didn't have a quarterback. Now you get Sam Hartman, massive upgrade. He's borderline top 5 quarterback in college football. So you massively upgrade there.
I'll reserve judgment for when, like I said, when it's pad on pad. I'll reserve judgment until then.
Because here's my thing: Sam Hartman is much better than Drew Pine was last year, and I'll pull up. They played all 3 of those teams last year.
Still went 9-4.
Lost to USC by a point. Beat Clemson by 21, and lost to Ohio State by 11 with a massive upgrade at the most important position. Ohio State downgrades at quarterback. USC doesn't have the defense to match up now that Notre Dame actually has an offense. And Clemson with Cade Klubnik can go either way.
Right.
Well, USC
and then beat an SEC team in the Gator Bowl.
Yeah, they beat South Carolina.
Don't talk about the Gator Bowl.
Swamp Kings, baby, which is a great documentary, ladies and
documentary.
gentlemen. You have to watch it.
Yep.
Alec, what? Did you?
Oh, and then so I got Michigan, Georgia in the Natty. Georgia 3-peats.
Okay.
It's
Alec,
going to be a good game, but they're still just better than us.
So for my top 4, I have 1 Georgia. For number 3, I have LSU sneaking in there some way, somehow. 3, I have Michigan. In 4, I have.
So you have SEC 1 and 2?
Yeah,
Damn.
I have 4th. I have. I'm just gonna say it. It's probably gonna burn me, but USC. Based off last year, like there's always that Pac-12 team. Like if you look at USC schedule, they're gonna sneak in there somehow to make their like. They're just gonna be the kings of the Pac-12 this year. Like I'm gonna give it full credit for them. Now, do I see them getting past LSU? Past what's it called?
Georgia.
Past Georgia? No, I don't. I see Georgia trouncing them, humbling them the way most Pac-12 teams get humbled in the big moments. And then I have for Michigan, LSU, I have Michigan, and then again, like Alex said, Michigan, Ohio, and Michigan, Georgia 3-peats. I'm only giving USC that credit because there's always that Pac-12 team that sneaks in. It's all about like it's always like if you look at like because usually the college football playoffs things starts in like November, right?
The rankings, beginning of November, I think.
Halloween.
Usually where Pac-12 teams somewhat show up, and then they usually decline. But judging by like the back end,
play each other.
Yeah, that's when all the elite teams start going at each other and they cannibalize the conference.
Like,
right.
And most people say, "Oh, why don't you put Oregon in there?" Like I say every year, like we will have a good beginning of the year, but towards the end of the season, when it counts, somehow, some way, we'll have like a 24-point lead, and then after halftime, shit goes south so fast. Like I just can't explain it. It happens every year.
Yeah,
like,
I'm never texting you mid-game again. I know I did that one time. I was like, "Damn, you guys are killing them," and then you were just like, "Just wait." And I was like,
I told you,
sorry,
like Johnny. I can name I can name drop a lot of people that say it, like Alex, Johnny. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, why do you bash your team?" Look on the screen and look at the halftime report, and then look at the post game. We always fumble.
The reason I say you bash your team is because you talk about a 9, 10, 11 win team like they're like a 7-win team. Like it's
just like if you look at like on paper, they shouldn't be in the situations that they are. It's just all comes down to coaching and how they come together in the final moments. and somehow blow a lead like so fast, like the game against Ohio State in the national championship. I wholeheartedly had zero hope in that, mostly because of suspensions, injuries, and people were like, "Oh no, like you'll give Ohio State a run for their money." Yeah, how that turned out. Like, like this team is like they're good when like beginning of the season and come to original form second half. They're like the Clippers of the NBA.
Oh,
Go
God.
off all season and then choke in the big moments.
And then
Damn.
It's rinse, wash, repeat every year. So
I can't do this. And look, Alec, I can't let you bash your team anymore, okay?
I'm not bashing.
Doug,
It's like
I quacked you, and I've had to deal with that all off season. All right?
No, like I'll
You guys are
wholeheartedly
the
admit,
Atlanta Hawks of the NBA, at least. Come on now.
Ooh.
like I'll admit
Like,
they're a
bring up
good
Atlanta.
team. Like they're a great team on paper. Don't get me wrong, they're a great team on paper. It's just how the coaching adjusts
Yeah.
that somehow conflicts. Like they're not a bad team. It's just the coaching has to change. Like Dan Lanning, like he's a decent coach for us. Like it's just like how they connect on all cylinders on offense. Because at the end of the day, defense is what's going to help you help out your offense get their offense off the field. So hopefully this year, like I'm praying they get like 10 wins, 11 wins. And they try to make it to college, like they at least be in the running for like a New Year's Six bowl. But until they show me that they can play all four quarters, I can't see them. Like I can't give them playoff hopes right now. I can see New Year's Six at most for them.
Alec, we're gonna monitor you all this season just to see your levels of just is he gonna get
I'll like I don't get my hopes up. Like everybody's like, oh, they're in the top four. I'm like, just give it time. Coaching just gives them like it's like if you look at coaching every year, they I want to say, how can I explain this in a way to dumb it down? Like imagine North Carolina, right? Going like getting close every year, like they're itching towards it, and then it just blows up. And you see that year in, year out, year in, year out. You would feel the same way.
The years and years where we'd go to the Ohio State game undefeated and be like, this might be the year, and then we lose by 40 points. I feel that.
If you see the same thing every year and it's like adjustments never happen, like, you gotta think. Like I feel like this year, like this is gonna be a bold statement before the season starts. If they don't make the Pac-12 championship, Dan Lanning's out. The whole offensive.
No, I disagree with that.
Wow.
If not head coach, the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator is out. They're going to clean house on the coordinators.
Well,
because
I mean, but this is the thing. You could be 11-1 and miss out on the Pac-12 championship game on a tiebreaker.
Yeah,
nothing's getting switched then.
But so here's the thing: might switch it not because of them losing, but because to try to get somebody that's more like Big Ten ready, like Cardinals running, good defense, that type of thing.
Because once you leave Pac-12 play, Big Ten's a different kind of animal, and you gotta prepare for that. That's why I see like them at least firing somebody, because once they go to the Big Ten, you got to play teams like Penn State. You got to play Michigan, Ohio State. Yeah, we beat Ohio State.
They're different.
Like, yeah, we beat Ohio State in the shoe, but there's other teams in that. You got to go into the big house. That's a whole, like, if you one goes into the big house, like everybody can say, oh, it's a stadium. I want you to physically go to the big house and see the atmosphere. It's a whole, like, talk about home field advantage.
Yeah.
The big house has it. That's
and
why
at that time of the year too.
That's why I want to see how, with the offseason, like I told you before the show, they threw away both offensive playbook, defensive playbook. They threw all that out the window. Once they got to the Big Ten, like they got the Big Ten nod, they cleaned house on all the playbooks. They changed it to adjust to Big Ten offense and Big Ten defense and how they're going to adjust. So I want to see how they make that adjustment. And with all this type of Bo Nix, I want to see how that relates. I'm hoping it's a good year. I see about 8-9 wins out of them, but I want to see them make that extra step, like play all 4 quarters. Don't let once you put the foot on the gas, keep it there. Don't pump the brakes and just think, oh yeah, we have a 20-point lead. We're just going to coast, because any team can come back from that college football. That's the one thing different in the NFL
Mm-hmm.
that no lead is safe in college football.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can come back from 30-point lead, a 24-point lead.
I mean, you guys remember that? I think it was UCLA and A&M game a few years back. Josh Rosen with that massive comeback.
Yeah,
like no lead is safe
40
in college
points.
football.
That's a lot.
So I'm not. This is the first year I'm going to put my faith in them to at least make a New Year's Six bowl.
I respect that.
At least.
Because
At that case, because in that situation, you would be playing a Big Ten team, most likely, theoretically, and then that opens the door on how that playbook that they made reflects.
They'd probably steer you away from a Big Ten team just because that matchup next year.
Mm-hmm.
I can see them putting like SEC, ACC, something like that.
And then that's even better. Like that again, like
yes, again.
That will translate on how they play against Power 5.
Be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm saying it right now. North Carolina, Oregon, happening again this year in the bowl.
This time in a New Year's Six bowl, yeah.
Let's go. I'm down with it.
And I'm ready for it.
We might have to go to that, man. We have to figure that thing out.
I'm all for that. Because with this team, offensive players wise, they could do it. Mm-hmm. I just want to see them do it all 4 quarters. Like they did everything in transfer portal. They brought all their recruits that they got from 2 years ago. They're now making their start. All the 5-star recruits we got 2 years ago, they're now making their start. And I want to see how this team goes. Like I see them making a New Year's Six bowl. Like that's like my mid-tier playoffs. That's what I'm hoping for. Like to make the top 4 again. Like I want to see that, but they have to prove it to me that they actually want to make it there and actually come in clutch towards the final 4 games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Real quick, my CFP: Georgia 1, Michigan 2. Number 3 is Penn State. Number 4 is LSU. 1 and 4 play. Georgia wins. It's gonna be Georgia, Michigan, and Natty. Michigan is gonna win. I'm not gonna sit here and say Georgia. I wish my man could have been on here to see that, but it is what it is. I got Michigan getting over the hump finally, but Georgia's still going to steamroll everybody up to that point. Florida's winning it? Is that what he said?
Well, I forgot I was beating. He said Penn State. He said the secret Buccaneer word.
I'm telling you, get him in there. Get him in the picture. Look, let's get into it. We got 30 minutes until football action is here. Oh, man. This has been a nice preview.
Bye, family.
Up to it. Right? Goodbye. I already told Kat, go ahead, go to the pool. Go do what you're going to do.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
She said, aren't you coming down? I said, football's on. What
are you talking about, honey?
No.
No, thank you.
So we have, 7 games today. Navy Notre Dame plays the early one in Dublin, Ohio. UTEP Jacksonville State plays at 5:30. Massachusetts versus New Mexico State at 7. Also, Ohio, San Diego State at 7.
I cannot wait for that game.
Telling you, that's going to be good. Vandy, Hawaii, USC, San Jose State, and Louisiana Tech, FIU. I'm going to go around the board. Alex, what's the one you're really looking for? Is that it, or is there another one?
I mean, I want to watch Notre Dame and SC as well, but my big one's Ohio, San Diego State. I feel like those teams are very evenly matched, and this is one of those ones where, like, if you were telling me this is one of those like mid-tier bowl games, I am doing what I can to tune into that game because there's 2 probably 8-9 win teams, probably gonna win their conferences respectively, and two good football teams that I can't wait to see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, what do you think? Alec,
the game I'm looking forward to, it's a sleeper. It's gonna be FIU and Louisiana Tech.
Ooh, okay.
I have Louisiana Tech winning that one.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm gonna say it's on, even though I don't sports bet anymore, I think they cover that. I think they cover that.
What spread are you seeing? Because I see 12.
It was at 11 yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I see it's 12 right now from what I'm seeing.
And then, like you said, that San Diego State one, that's also one that can catch some eyes. because the San Diego State team is good.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't sleep.
And just
on
like
that.
their basketball team, they play defense.
Right.
Solid defense.
And you talk about with the NIL and all the transfer portal, they're getting a lot of talent. They were getting talent before, but they're getting a lot more talent now. So yeah, I like that. Andrew, where are you looking today? Are you going to your an old favorite from last year?
Yeah, but I ain't betting on them though. That's for sure. No, thank you. Nope.
You don't think they can cover 31-point spreads?
Nope. No.
Yeah.
Not with Caleb. I ain't taking that chance. No, thank you. I think it's Caleb Williams to have 2.5 touchdowns is getting action at plus 120. I think the last time I saw it. It was minus 120. Sorry, it was 4 plus. I think it was at plus 120. So I think they know that Caleb is probably going to start solidifying himself as the number 1 overall pick right off the bat. But I love San Diego or San Jose State. Everybody knows I love San Jose State. Listen, if they cover the spread today, you understand I'm betting on them all this year, but I don't think it's going to happen. The only other thing I could see is the over. Just the over, I believe, is at 56 or 63
for San Jose State and SC.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 55, 56 at the over.
Yeah.
SC might hit that themselves.
That's why I'm give me the over of this game. And that would be my 1-0 for San Jose State of the year.
Over under 66.
66. It went okay. Nah, maybe go a little bit lower than that. I had 56 to 63. If they're putting it at 66, I will take the under.
Yeah, I'm slightly under at 66.
Take your
what
two.
You got there?
What's that one?
Dreamer.
Like Caleb, what does it say?
Yeah,
Caleb Williams over 305.5 passing yards.
That I can see.
Estimate over is at 87.5.
Take the 2-teamer
rushing
dreamer.
yards.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I like that.
I like that a lot. I might get into that.
And I'm waiting. I'm waiting for today that I can wait for the day that Andrew and Alex we can all combine the NFL season entry. I'm just patiently waiting. If Sean wants to do it too, he can participate.
I just gotta figure it out because it was acting up on my phone, so I'm gonna try it on my computer after the show here, see if I can get it all figured out. But
yeah, let me explain it to me, and I might get into that.
You just gotta download. It's called Prize Picks.
We
don't have the actual app in Canada, but
my time and my picks are now worth money. Thank you very much. So if I am to be asked to join anything, no, I'm just kidding.
But basically, it's like if you go here to this category, where is it at? It should be on here. Where is it at? See, look, it has NFL season. You can like rushing yards.
Oh, nice.
They have the receiving touchdowns and stuff like that. It's like a thing you do all season. If you look at right here, I know this is not college football talk, but I have this for MLB. I have Matt Olson and stuff like that. It's like a season entry you do. And it's you can do up to 6 for the whole year. And it was 25. I put 25 to hopefully win 1,000. It's things you can do just to watch for the whole year.
Oh man, let's try that. Might have to try that for sure. As far as me and mine, I obviously, Notre Dame, the first game in Dublin. Definitely want to see Sam Hartman, see if that translates to a successful team. Caleb Williams, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Yes, no doubt about it. We talked about Ohio. I love that game. For me, last year I jumped on the Clark Lee and Vanderbilt bandwagon. Mm-hmm. They started off 3-1. First, I want to see if
is the stadium built?
If the stadium's built, right? I want to see if they have their stadium. But they have a very favorable schedule in those first 5 or 6 weeks. I think they play Hawaii. They play Alabama A&M. I know they got Kentucky, Missouri.
Yeah, host Florida. Hawaii, host Alabama A&M. Go to Wake Forest. Go to UNLV. Host Kentucky. Host Missouri. Go to Florida, and then host Georgia. Yeah. That's the first.
And the crazy part is you're giving Vanderbilt a 17-point spread.
Yeah.
I see, there's teams out there that I don't like to pick against, but Hawaii could be a team that covers that. Because Vanderbilt, I get it.
Was rough.
Like
So-
I get it, SEC, like they're always gonna hang big numbers against that, but 17.
Last year they were able to skunk Hawaii, but Hawaii barely dressed the team. Like they struggled, having the players. This year,
I wish it was on the island this year. I really wish that game was on the island.
Yeah, well,
Hawaii is just
obviously they can't.
Like even Jacksonville State, isn't this their first year in like FBS like competition?
Yeah, in the Sun Belt now. Yeah.
Because they're the team that upset FSU, correct?
Yeah.
Everybody.
Did they actually upset them, or did they go toe to toe with them? Did they actually pull off the upset last year?
I think they got that.
I'll go take a look.
That sounds something like FSU would do.
Wait a minute.
Didn't they whoop on you guys?
That
Didn't they
sounds
whoop
like
on you guys?
something FSU would allow to happen. That's exactly what I'm saying. We're a shit
Hold on.
organization.
Hold on. We're talking Florida. We're talking SEC, and now we're about to talk to a team that's about to go 0-1. He's in the car. My guy, Will Kramer. What up, Will?
Hey, I can't believe you guys are still on. I've been listening, grocery shopping, and then come back, and you guys are still going.
That's right. That's right. That's right. What's up? Hey, so Will, man, talk to the people, man. It's going to be a nice year for you. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rough start. We'll be there live. I have my jersey too, just in case Drake needs an extra receiver. What are your thoughts, man? Week 1, football back. What's up, man?
A lot of excitement here. A whole lot of excitement. They've had a really good August. South Carolina's got a new offense coordinator, so there's a lot of stuff out there that nobody knows about. But they just say Spencer's lighting it up way more than he did last year, and you saw how he ended the season. So there is just a lot of excitement. It's built even more than it was. So, I mean, Sean, you saw that little hype video they put out today. I sent it to you. I mean, everybody is ready for 7 days from now to be up in Charlotte. There's signs all over Charlotte how a sandstorm is coming, buddy, and it's going to take over that city.
All I know is it's going to be May and September, baby. Let's go.
I mean, since we have Will here, we can open him the invite to go to VT in Blacksburg.
Oh, yeah. We're thinking about going to with Virginia Tech. Who is it? Penn State or who?
Oh, it's Virginia Tech versus I think it's Purdue.
Interesting.
That sounds right, yeah.
I would love to go to a game in Blacksburg just to see that opening, be a part of that, because that is incredible.
Yeah. I only want to go because eventually I got to part ways with Sean and go back to my roots to be back in Florida.
Yes.
So I was like, we gotta go to that game at least. And then I posed also a question. I also gotta go to South Carolina because even they're like night games there are just electric.
Yeah, well, they sunk a lot of money into the stadium last year to revamp the sound system, revamp the video board, and they've added a DJ a couple of years ago, and it really does make for night games to be very electric in what they're able to do. I mean, it's kind of crazy how as the players are running onto the field, or right after they get to the sidelines, they shut off all the lights. It's just it's quite the spectacle.
Oh my goodness! Will, I appreciate you joining us. Are you with the boys? What do you?
No, they've now been dropped off. It's nap time, so I went grocery shopping. I'm living the dream here, fellas.
Let's go. Let's go.
What a Saturday.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, 1 week from today, myself, my co-host of Washington Football Weekly, will be in Charlotte for Week 1, North Carolina versus South Carolina. Drake May versus Spencer Rattler. We'll try to come on a little live on that day, but Will, let's do it right now, man. First week expectations. What's your pick? What is the score? What's going to happen?
I think you're going to be looking at something close to like 34-23 South Carolina. Drake May's going to get them early, and then they're gonna shut them down by the defense will take over eventually. There's enough returning starters for South Carolina on defense that they will be able to shut them down.
Okay.
We might see. So basically, what you're saying, Sean, is we should bother you next Saturday night.
Listen. You're gonna hear from me,
or
I will go radio silent.
I really got to ask Andrew this. I mean, Graham Mertz, are you kidding me? What is
Thank
Billy
you.
Napier doing?
You don't have a fucking quarterback.
What is he doing?
We have nothing.
I
We
mean,
nothing. We have a running back and we have a corner. That is it. That's all I'm watching this year.
oh my
You know what?
gosh.
I'll address this now. Will, if he messages you Saturday morning saying "Go Tar Heels," just know you guys automatically won. It's
No,
a curse.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying a word. I'm not saying a
man
word.
in December messaged me on the day we played North Carolina in the bowl game. I said nothing to the man. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna look forward to the game. This man messaged me saying, "Quack quack, it's game day," saying that we're gonna lose to them, and we lost. They lost to us. So if he says "Go Tar Heels" or says anything saying any hate towards South Carolina,
Right.
y'all won. At that point, it's a curse for him.
That's
Curse
the
for
omen.
him.
Yo,
So
I'm
hopefully
looking forward.
behaves next Saturday. So
I'm behaving, all right. But I do say this: I think it's going to be QB duel. I fully expect Spencer to have a big day as well as Drake May. I got 38-35 North Carolina, obviously, but I think it's going to come down to the last minute, and the last 2 minutes is going to be like Chiefs and Buffalo a couple years ago. One team scores real quick, another team comes back down and scores real quick, and it's something that's going to come right down to the end.
I mean, that's pretty much how North Carolina plays, right? They can't stop anybody. They stopped nobody last year.
Okay. Somehow Will just got kicked off the screen. I don't know what happened to Will.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that happened when you guys played Division II teams too. They scored 50 points on you on that defense.
Don't you have somewhere to be, Will? Like
I do actually. The phone is blowing up. Where are you?
So basically, what I'm getting is on Saturdays it's like their rivals, and then Wednesday when you have the Washington Commanders show, it's one big happy family.
Right.
Oh yeah.
It's been interesting these last couple weeks, but Will, hey, appreciate you, my guy. Definitely, thank you for coming.
Y'all do a great job. It was very entertaining to listen to.
Have a good one, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, man. Spurs up, baby. Let's go.
Tar Heels. Let's go. Yes, sir. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
So how's that going to work? Next Saturday, it's going to be like bitter rivalries, and you got to show up on a show Wednesday and just come together.
We just got to flood the comments and torture whoever lost.
There's a gap until the season starts, until the NFL season starts. So we technically could take a break. All right.
Yeah, you could take that week off. Yeah.
I mean, you could also try doing a show with a Cardinals fan, a Steelers fan, a Lions fan, and a Falcons fan.
As a matter of fact, speaking of the Steelers, I'm sitting here and going back and forth in the comments, and all of a sudden, where is it?
Freaking
I see a Kenny Pickett comment where
that would be
Steelers are going to the Super Bowl.
There it is.
I'm waiting for his answer. I'm waiting for his answer. I told him the NSD stand by it, and all I heard was crickets in my chat room. This guy just spewing stuff out of his butt. He won't even stand by it.
The one thing about Sid is like you can never there's no win-win with him. It's either his way or the highway. So I just never try to make an argument with
Alex,
him.
you want to take this one?
I freaking love arguing with Sid because we argue the same way. It's like, okay, you might have got me here. I'm just gonna position it to where I win, and then he just transitions it over here. And then okay, back over here. Like I freaking love arguing.
I woke up this morning to the NSD group chat having some weird conversations about what's a starting O-line, what's not. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And another thing I'm not looking forward to this year is hearing Ash do her Cowboys talk.
Oh God,
gosh, it's gonna start all
over.
I just want to see the first time Trey Lance gets in there.
What you sent Janae for her little one, Sean?
Yes.
Freaking hilarious.
Let's go.
I cried laughing. I was like, oh my God.
So we didn't have the pictures, but she had Quinn's first birthday party. You know what I came in? Sam Howell. I had my Sam Howell jersey. She said, "Are you kidding me?" But the theme was Bumblebee, so it was all yellow. I said, "There's yellow in here. This is all in the theme. Let's go."
Over there.
I'm just looking forward to all the Let's Talk Football content with the round table you guys have in the fantasy football, or not fantasy football, the Sunday night explicit, wherever it is on with Sid and Ash. Like,
There's Switten's unfiltered, yeah.
like, they're like seeing like arguing with Ash is like arguing with a brick wall. Like you'll never.
It's
like,
so fun. I
it's
love
like-
arguing with both
Chris.
of them.
Chris is worse than all of them. I don't care what any of you
If
guys
if you bash Kyler Murray anyway, he'll just fire up and
Yeah.
just-
Over.
It's funny. It's funny, Alex. Just to, like before you're done with it, it's funny because in a conversation that he was having against Kyle like a couple weeks ago, and we were throwing like the elite players in there, he threw Simmons into that conversation. And now all of a sudden he's like, "Bust, get him the hell off my team!"
Right.
Like, oh my god, he is like, I love the dude to death, but like every 24 hours is different with that dude.
Yo, yeah. When terribly toxic, man. Is that? It's coming back. When is that?
So what they're going to try and do is they're going to try to do a podcast because obviously Sid and Ash are going to be doing the Swintons Unfiltered, I believe, on Mondays, just because of their
Monday night games. Yeah,
just because of their schedule and stuff like that. They're going to try and do a podcast, but obviously with everything going on, like in Sid's life and Chris's life as well, who knows? I'm pretty sure they're going to do one together when they're actually live together in Arizona. or whatever.
I guarantee they'll record
Absolutely.
a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So does that mean the Sunday? I think like the Sunday morning show, is that still going to be a thing for Let's Talk Football?
So I don't think
Got put
Let's
on the
Talk Football
spot.
Sunday. Yeah, no. I don't think that's coming back this one. I am helping out Janae actually on Sundays, kind of live streaming her church services and all that stuff. So, and Nick works at Wrigley up until if the Cubs are in the playoffs until October, and then Nathan is doing a lot of stuff. Actually, shout out to Nathan. He just got his confirmation to be in the media and the press staff on the floor with the WNBA Washington Mystics. He also is a writer for the Maryland Terrapins, the Lady Terrapins, the whole nine, doing big things. So with him doing that, and then also, my young reporter, Mr. Dylan Walsh, last year he cared about football. This year he cares about football, and then ladies came into the picture. So we're gonna get him.
He's at that age.
It happens.
So Sundays for me is totally open because I'll be definitely helping Janae out. And I mean, doing those shows Sundays is fun, but there's a lot of times when you're just everything will happen right at there. You got stuff going on. And it's just like I just want to relax. Just like Ash. Ash, will not be in the ladies takeover show this year because she wants to watch the Thursday night football games. And I was like, I completely respect it. It comes on right at the same time. So it is all good. It's going to be a whole bunch of new stuff.
So the Sunday show that they had for Sunday Night Football, that's now moved to Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Yeah. So Sundays is free for LTF.
You'll see a lot of Chris in that too. So.
Oh yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Look,
can't wait to hear David and Ash go back and forth about
good
the Cowboys.
old Dave. Man, they're Cowboys. Janae's gonna bring that Cowboys noise too. Hey, real quick, the games are starting in 10 minutes. Alex, let's go because we do still have the Elite Eight. Let's go run these matchups really quickly.
Forgot about that.
I know we got into this, and I was like, "Damn, man, this is about to be over. Let's just run these matchups, and then we'll go ahead and let everybody get to some football action." So Mascot Madness upstate.
All right, so these four matchups for the Elite Eight here were insanely interesting. I'll start off by saying that. We'll start off in the top left section of the bracket. We had Monty of San Diego State against Ace the Warhawk of University of Louisiana Monroe. And Monty came out on top with a score of 6-3. Monty is Final Four bound. I'm going to save the bottom left one because that's the best matchup of the day. I'm actually going to move to the bottom right, where we had Blaze the Dragon of UAB and Victor E. Bull of Buffalo tied at 4 apiece. Sean flipped the coin before the show. It was heads. So Blaze is Final Four bound. UAB in the Final Four Mascot Madness. The top right. Bully the Bulldog of Mississippi State against Petey the Pirate of East Carolina.
See you.
Petey's Final Four bound. 6-2.
Go.
In a landslide, beats Bully the Bulldog. So we won't have two SEC champions. We will get a different conference to go against Georgia in that winner takes all matchup. So Final Four on the right side is Petey and Blaze. That's the matchup there. And Monty, his opponent is between Herky, the Hawk of Iowa, and Trojan and Traveler of USC. I thought it was going to be a landslide. It almost tied with 11 votes total, 6-5. Trojans moving on. Trojan and Traveler are Final Four bound. So it's the Battle of Cali on the left side, Monty and Trojan, and then Petey the Pirate and Blaze the Dragon on the right side.
The Final Four is here. It wasn't as predicted. I mean, Traveler, yes. USC,
that was the only one I thought of, but
all these other ones.
Yeah, these other ones, I was like, not a chance.
Yeah. Ooh. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you all voting and getting in these polls. We know you like it. Definitely jump in here and hey, pick your champ. We're not going to have an SEC champ this year.
I'll put the matchups up at halftime of this first game.
There it is.
I ain't doing it during the game. I'll tell you that much.
There it is. Yo, well, look, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, man. The Notre Dame game is starting in about 3 minutes. Yeah, about 3 minutes. So I got to shout out my guy, North Sports Dynasty himself, Mr. Andrew Faubert. Andrew, what can we expect from you, my friend?
Okay, so this upcoming season, obviously, Friday nights is going to be doing the show. I didn't do a show yesterday, only because we had my father's birthday. And it's episode 50, so I want to do something big. So next Friday, we're going to have, obviously, episode 50, which will be a big one. Episode 51 will be the season prediction episode. That'll happen on Monday. That is the huge one. Advertisements will be going out soon. We are going to have everything. All NSD people are going to be doing their breakdowns and their predictions. We are going to have the NSD stand by it go on around then, so everybody will know exactly what is going to be on the line for this upcoming season. We're going to have Jeopardy. We're going to have more news about other upcoming stuff. Obviously, we got Restoring the Roar that's going on. Terribly Toxic will happen wherever the heck it can. I don't know about Off the Boards, but there will be a hockey announcement happening on Monday, so everybody get ready for that as well. And, of course, this jersey that you're all going to see is going to exist on this whiteboard that is going to be covering up information about another show that I will not speak about until it is at least halfway complete, and then I will start dropping some logos and some stuff about it. The only person that knows anything about it is Alex, and Alex only knows like 5% about it, okay? This is like Marvel
I was like,
Universe.
I don't know that much even. So
This is like Marvel Universe stuff, okay? You send NDAs in order to understand what I'm going through. All right. But there will be a new show coming. It is projected to be here around December, January. So everybody prepare. It's a big one. It's a hard one. It is a passion project that has existed of mine for a long time. And yeah, so get ready for that. But also get ready for the football season because it's time for football. Literally right now. So everybody get ready. Football season is here. Fantasy football updates will be up on NSD page going up soon. So everybody will find out what guys you need to look for in your upcoming redrafts. And yeah, thank you all for having me on the first ever college edition. Go Gators, as always, even though they suck for the inevitable future. Everybody keep your bets low. And thank you all for having me. And I will talk to you later.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Not a problem. Having me.
Appreciate that. Gators.
Gators.
All right. Hey, Alex, I know you got Restoring the Roar. When can we expect to see you, man?
So Restoring the Roar Wednesday nights, either 9 or 9:30 Eastern. Just once I have it set up, I'll probably 9:30 is the safe time to say there. Thursday nights, NFL edition, we'll say 10 Eastern. We'll push it to the later time because it typically starts then. Anyways, Fridays with Andrew, And then Saturdays we're here, man.
Buddy, we are back. We are back. And Alec, my guy, Mr. Traveler, what you got going on, man?
Nothing. I'm not really sure. I mean, I pop up on NFL Edition when I can, but I'm mostly in transfer mode. October 13th, the big move back down to Florida. Cannot wait to be back in the state that I call home.
I can dig it. We're going to try to link up before that happens, my guy. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know who it is. It's your boy Sean Spencer, one half of the dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football. Shout out to all the people in the comments. Shout out to Anthony Handick, EK Holiday, Eric Kelly, Will Kramer, Alex, Alec, Andrew, everybody that came on for this season opening college football episode. Stay tuned for everything that everybody in this circle square has got going on. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be great. Without further ado, college football season is here. I need to go ahead and put this ending video on so we can go ahead and get out of here. Peace, people. Appreciate y'all being here.